that today we are organizing a webinar on secret recipe of a successful startup. For that, today we are having a young and very energetic resource person, Mr. Ramani Venkat, serial entrepreneur, NLP practitioner, mentor to various startups. Mr. Ramani Venkat completed his BE Electronic and Telecommunication Engineering in NIT Silchar. Then finished his Masters in Marketing Management at Jamnalal Bajaj Institute of Management Studies, Mumbai University. Our resource person conducting customized various workshops for faculties and students in the name of design thinking, gamification, effective use of Bloom's taxonomy, sales funnel management, and many different areas. On behalf of AJK College of Arts and Science, my hearty welcome to Ramani sir. And I extend my welcome to the participants from various institutions. And last but not least, I welcome my department faculty members and my beloved students. Once again, welcome you all for this wonderful session. So thank you to all. Now the session is over to our resource person, Mr. Ramani Venkat. Sir, please. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Thanks for the kind words, ma'am. Guys, a couple of small requests. Okay. My sessions, I always prefer people to, ask me questions. In between also is absolutely fine. So anybody who has a question in between, you can actually unmute yourself and ask questions. Is that okay? Now I'll do a small check. Okay. And first of all, a small request: don't adjust your, cell phone settings or something and brightness. I am dark only, so don't worry on that. Okay. So don't go about increasing your brightness. I'm that way only. Okay. So starting on a humorous note, first thing is, let me check how many people are awake. Can all of you give me a raise hands so that I know that there are people who have not just put their cell phones and gone out somewhere? Can I have a raise hands, please, on the chat board? Okay, there is 1, 2, 3. Okay, there are quite a few people awake. Okay. Okay, so a lot of people are awake. Okay, thank you so much. And I want one volunteer for the first thing before I start my session. Some golden rules. Anybody who can volunteer. I like that guy. Gautam, are you there? Gaurav, are you there? Can you unmute yourself? Fast. If Gautam is not there, Richard, are you there? Can you unmute yourself? Fast. Richard? Tension, don't take tension. Okay, Richard is not. Sneha, ma'am was talking about Sneha. Sneha, are you there? Sneha BBA. She left the meeting. I call her name, she leaves the meeting. Dangerous. Hey, this is not how we go about. I need it to be interactive. Before I start, I need a volunteer. Akshaya, Mahesh, are you all there? Not there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mahesh, super. Thanks for being volunteer. Mahesh, you have a camera for 2 minutes. 1 minute, can you switch on your camera, please?
Yes,
fast.
Sir.
Thank you so much, Mahesh. Lovely. Okay, no problem. Thank you. So, Mahesh, you're a student, right, or a faculty?
Student, sir.
Yeah. Oh, lovely. Lovely. Thanks so much. Okay. Mahesh, for 1 minute, think that you are a doctor. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I am a patient. Okay. I have taken a Skype appointment with you to come online. Okay, na? So you are basically Dr. Mahesh. Don't prescribe medicines to people and all. Just a mock. Okay. So you are a doctor. I am a patient. I have come to your Skype call. Now you will do the consultancy for me. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, start. I have online. I am also online. You are also online. You take charge. Start.
Good morning.
Morning.
Problem.
I couldn't hear you.
So some network issue thing so, sir.
Then now I can hear you. Start again.
Good morning. What's your problem? May I know your problem? Sir,
if I don't answer, don't you think it's a problem? Agreeing with me? And if I switch off my camera, don't you think you will not be, as a doctor, be able to help me? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. You can switch off your cameras because I think your bandwidth is choking. Okay, understand. This is exactly my problem. when I am talking to people, okay, and if I ask a question and all I can see is blank screens, okay, don't you think it will be tough for me to work with you and give you a lot of exchange information? Is that understanding my problem that I'm facing? So can you give me a thumbs up? Please give me a thumbs up. That's the easiest way to react. Yeah. So thank you so much. So please understand, when I ask questions, just participate. Right, wrong does not matter. Just have some fun. Is that okay? Okay. So a lot of your people are there. Really, that's a pop-up that has come. Okay, fine. So let me start with what I want to share today. My PPT. Give me 1 second. I'm just opening my PPT. The title is Secret Recipe of a Successful Startup. So all of you know. How many people know cooking here who are good cooks? I would prefer the guys who are good cooks. Any guys who are good cooks? Just unmute and say yes. That's okay. Just unmute and say any guys who are good cooks. Nobody. Nobody. All Maggie eaters, huh? Nobody stays in hostel. Acha, the COVID era, people are at home and enjoying food. Okay. So let me start a tab. How do I open my? I'm a bit uncomfortable with. Yeah. All of you can see the screen. Somebody has to help me. Just tell me whether you can see the screen.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So let's get started.
sir.
I have made it in a form like a recipe. Thank you so much, people who said that. Yeah. Because in Google Meet, I will not be able to see your pop-ups. I will normally be able to see your, only voices. So anytime anybody has a question, including faculties, we can have a healthy discussion. It's absolutely fine. Just unmute yourself and ask me questions. I'm perfectly fine with that. I don't want people to ask me questions at the end. That's how we go on. Okay. So let's get started. So for creating any recipe, okay, creating any dish, any delicacy, we need to follow some basic steps. So cooking ke liye, if you want to create a particular dish, obviously this is the normal process that anybody will follow. The first was do homework in terms of finding which dish will be liked by my audience, which dish will be liked by my my friends who are invited to my house to eat food. Okay, so you will do basically homework on research analysis of the dish, the recipes. You will go to Google, find some recipes, etc. That's the first step. Then you will buy all the ingredients that is required to make that dish. Third step is the setup. You will set up properly which has to be done first, which has to be done secondly, etc. Then you start the cooking process, the actual cooking, and then plating the dish and giving it to people or your friends who have come to your house for food. This is the normal process. I have tried to make the same process of cooking a recipe just like that. How is it that if startup was the delicacy that is going to be served, how easily we can follow the normal process of following a recipe and still be successful in our day-to-day startups that we plan to do or we are doing. So this is what I'm going to follow. So like I said, anytime ask me questions. So first step, homework. So let us now understand the question. When I ask some questions, I want people to answer and I would prefer students to answer first. So first thing is, let us understand homework. Recipes for a successful startup are there everywhere around us. But the question is, are our eyes open? Let me ask you some basic questions. All of you are BBA students. A lot of people know business, have seen business happening. Okay, one of the major things that we learn in marketing, okay, so-called marketing is value proposition. Basically, how is it that my value goes to the customer? Now, let me ask you a small question. What is the value proposition of Cafe Coffee Day? All of you know what is Cafe Coffee Day? Have at least been to a Cafe Coffee Day? Yeah, Akela Verma, you want to share? What is the, anybody? What is the value proposition of Cafe Coffee Day? What do they say? What do they market? What do they sell, quote unquote?
Coffee,
Richard.
sir.
Coffee? No. Do you go to Cafe Coffee Day to drink coffee? Be honest, Akela. Akila. Do we go to Cafe Coffee Day to drink coffee? Or has it happened that you feel like drinking coffee? Okay, I will go to Cafe Coffee Day. Is that ever happened? When do we go to Cafe Coffee Day? Somebody.
To spend time with
Absolutely. Absolutely. We don't go to Cafe Coffee Day to drink coffee. We go to Cafe Coffee Day when we want to spend time. I will not ask with whom, but that is predominantly where we actually go. We go to Cafe Coffee Day to spend time. That is why their tagline. The tagline of Cafe Coffee Day is a lot can happen over coffee. They never said, come drink best coffee. They said a lot can happen over coffee. Now let me make a very important statement. This is a big chain, a big company. But do we need to learn marketing only from these people? Only from these people? Not necessary. If you travel by train, especially Bangalore, Mysore area, this person can teach us marketing. He makes a very valuable statement. There are in one train, there are 10 to 12 hawkers will come and sell their Madur vades. This is called vada. Okay, it's a type of vada which is famous in Mysore, Bangalore road. Everybody will become their value proposition. One guy will come and say, gara gara Madur vade means crispy Madur vade. Okay, one guy is selling crispy Madur vades. Same Madur vade. Okay, but he says crispy Madur vades. After you buy that, after 2 minutes, one more guy from behind will come and he will say garam garam, bisi bisi, hot Madur vades. Now you are in a different. I'm having one crispy one. Heat is also important, so you get confused. But look at every single player, every single hawker creating a value proposition in customers. Okay. Then there's a third guy who comes with a plastic bag and says, take parcel. I have got plastic bags to give you to your house. So understand, everybody comes with their own value proposition. What I am sharing here is, if you want to do business, or learn business also, you need not look at only big companies. The small roadside people also can teach us business. This is the first thing. The recipe is there everywhere. We talk about production floor layout, which is nothing but if you go to factories like Britannia and all, they know how to lay out the entire plant. You go to a nearby place like Coimbatore and nearby Tirupur, the t-shirt garment manufacturing will have a nice layout. Okay, the layout will be cutting, then first the garment, the hosiery, then cutting, then after cutting, stitching ke baad buttons and kaja and all those things, and then it goes to the packing section. So the layout is always managed. You don't need to go to a big company to understand layout and understand layout, production floor layout. The Pani Puri guy across India can teach you layout management. Across India, every Pani Puri guy, the layout will still be the same. Why? Because that helps his process. So you don't need to go to a big company. If your eyes and ears are open, you can learn from the Pani Puri guy, production floor layout management. Okay, that's the best part. So keep your eyes and ears open. Let me talk to you about retail sales. Retail sales means every big supermarket or something, there is a cost that they calculate. If Lays or Bhujiyas or Haldirams are all getting sold, they calculate how much revenue they are making per square feet. Okay, why? Then they know whether it is profitable to sell it or not. You don't need to go to a big bazaar or a supermarket to learn this. The roadside person selling books and hawkers selling books can teach you this. Why? Because nobody can carry more than 10 books per time at a time. So he will keep those 10 books which sell the maximum. He will, and this is Chetan Bhagat actually buying a book from his own book from a roadside vendor. And he made a very important statement. He said, any author, if your book is not in the hands of that guy, then you are not a very successful author. Look at the power of the statement. You know what he's saying? If I ask this guy, do you have this book? And the guy says, I will get it from the shop and bring it to you. It means your book might be selling well, but it is not the most selling book, because he will keep the most selling books in his hand because it is easy for him to carry and give it instantly and make money, because people will not wait for one signal for you to wait and get the book again. So understand, this person can teach us retail sales. Talking about customer relationships, when Google announces freebies, right, all of us thought, how many people think it's a fantastic strategy? I give me a hand count that you get freebies, it will improve your customer relationship. How many people think it's a good strategy? Can you have a hand count? Can I have a hand count? Or say yes on the chat box, hand count. Say yes on the chat count. Say yes on the chat box. If you think Google's strategy was phenomenal, क्या strategy है to hold on to customers, get new customers, give me a yes. You can type a single alphabet yes, you can type Y yes. Anybody? I want to see if people are awake and listening to me. I know, not a good looking face, but I'll okay, that's one yes. Okay, one hand raised. Okay, okay. Others are there, not there. Okay. Now this सीखने के लिए, to learn this on relationship management, okay, there are a few more people who raise hands. So to learn this, you need not go ahead and learn this from Google. For the last 50, 60 years, The grocery seller, the one who sells vegetables, gives you masala free, dhania free, kotamiri, dhania, kadi patta and all. He gives coriander leaves, he gives free of cost. Why? Because he knew the relationship management. When Google did this, all people say, wow, what a strategy. That guy has been doing it for years, but we never start learning. Why? Because we don't think of them as businessmen and we don't want to learn from them. Any successful startup person who wants to start business should keep ears and eyes open to learn business from anybody. That's the first thing which I'm bringing forward. Talking about automation in business. This is actually a restaurant in Coimbatore, which picture I have taken and put. The robots actually serve food. Now, this is a marvelous idea. People say, what effective use of automation. Right? Don't go too much. I do not know if it's there in Coimbatore. Somebody has to tell me if this is there in Coimbatore. The local vegetable seller actually has a microphone which is stored with a USB port where they can actually store what they want to shout. 10 rupees, 10 rupees, 10 rupees, tomato 10 rupees, tomato 10 rupees. Is it there in Coimbatore?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you can learn automation from these people. Your temples today have automation. Earlier, you go to a temple, the priest, one guy has to break the drum, one guy has to do the bell, and then the priest will do the aarti. Today, the priest goes, puts one switch on, there's a drum, there's a nothing, all automation, and then this guy just peacefully does the aarti, whether people are there to beat the drum or the, dumbbell or something, but they are there. So these things are there. So the objective which I bring to the table before I start my session is, you need not learn only from big companies. Recipes for successful startups are there everywhere. It's only a question whether our eyes are open or not. Is this clear? Can we go further? So this is the homework. Now the second thing is ingredients. Just like a recipe, what we need to do? We need to bring the ingredients. So what is the ingredients required for a successful startup? We will see. Ingredients are very simple, 4 or 5. That's all. First ingredients, 4 pins of passion. Passion, Josh. Business normally defies logic. A successful entrepreneur might not go by logic, because if you go by logic, there is a 50% chance of you being successful, 50% chance of you being probability. Logic is probability, right? You will do probability. 50% I might succeed, 50% I might fail. So better common sense says don't start your business, work for somebody and make money. But Josh is required. Any successful business needs to have the Josh, the passion. Okay, that's the first ingredient, and lots of passion is required for any guy who wants to start the business. Second, 3 cups of self-belief. This is something which is required. And I'll tell you what, self-belief, you will find a lot of people who will come and tell you, I told you, man, business is not for us. Your own relatives, sometimes your parents might also tell you that. I've gone through. When I started my own business, people come and tell, we are not made for business. You could have done a job, you would have made better. And especially when you go down, I have gone down twice in my life to rise up. So when people will go down, they will always come and tell you, I told you that day only, now you are suffering, all those things will come. But what is required is self-belief. Okay, no matter what, there is one person who is your best friend, and that person is this person called you. You are your best friend. And this friend can talk both ways. This friend can say, come on, do it. And this friend inside can stop you from doing things. So self-belief is the key, second most important ingredient for us to become successful. 3 cups, okay? 2 kilos of networking. Now, this is something which a lot of people lack. What is networking? Talking to people, making friends, making acquaintances. You never know which guy can give you some information. You travel in an auto, please talk to the auto driver. He can give you gyan. He can give us information which you can use in your business. He can tell somebody's problem which could be a solution for creating a business venture. And sorry to say, please don't mind. When I started my session, I was asking, please ask questions. That was your perfect time to network with you. Tomorrow, if you have an idea and you want to start a business and you're looking for a VC connect, if you had made friends with me, we still have time. If you had made friends with me, and then tomorrow you can always give me a call and say, you can take my number from anybody in the session, and you can always call and say, this is my business plan, or take my email, send me a mail, this is my business plan, can you help me find somebody to invest money in this? We could have actually talked, but never lose an opportunity to network. Very important ingredient. And this comes when you break your inhibitions and you talk to people. When you talk to people, doesn't mean that you have to say hi, hello, good morning. And networking is not the send request, account block. Huh? That is not networking. Like sending requests and sending on Diwali, greeting happy Diwali, kind of thing. Networking is where you also put something and you talk to people. You reciprocate, exchange information. That is networking. Got it? Again, any questions? Anybody interrupt me then and there, ask me, please. And last thing is one lump of luck. This one factor is not there in our hand. Okay, call it serendipity. Even Warren Buffett, one of the world's richest men at that point in time, and now one of the world's richest men, also says there is something called as serendipity, which is you will get an untimely luck when you least expect it. Trust me, I have experienced this. I can't prove this with logic, but if you keep doing your basic things, there will be that one person who comes. There will be that one business deal that comes when you're sinking or something, when you least expect it. You will get that lump of luck. Trust me, it happens. So these are the ingredients: 4 pins of passion, or 4 points of passion, 3 cups of self-belief, 2 kilos of networking, and 1 lump of luck. Anybody has any question on this slide, please ask me. I'll wait. I'll just go to the next slide. Any questions, please? No questions? Okay. And then there is a last ingredient, which is a secret ingredient. Along with this, you have to add one secret ingredient. And that secret ingredient I will share in the end. Hold on till another 30 minutes or. Okay. So let's go further. Third process, setup. Now you have the ingredients, you have done the homework, you have the ingredients. Ma'am, if somebody texts something on the chat, please let me know, because I'm unable to see the chat slide.
Okay, sir.
Thank you so much. Okay. So setup. Now let us understand the setup part. Setup means there are predominantly 2 steps. One is discovery of what product, what service, what business you want to do, and then how you take that idea and how you develop the idea into a concept. Okay, so this is the setup process, where in a restaurant, what they do, they set it up, right? What all ingredients is required. If you look at these cooking shows, he will keep all the things in front of him, and he will start cutting the vegetables in a manner. The cutting part and all is setup part. Cooking में cutting is not part of it. The process of cooking is putting it in fire or non-heating part of it. Okay, so let us understand discovery. Now, discovery is all about idea generation. Now here, one of the biggest challenges which I have seen with respect to people who are starting their businesses, everybody has got ideas. Trust me, God has given brains to everybody. So everybody will get ideas. But successful startups are those who work on an idea where there is a problem. They try to, rather than focusing on the idea, they tend to focus on somebody's problem which has to be solved. There are 2 ways. One is, I have discovered, I have found a product, and you run around looking at who can use it. Okay, but that idea is very tough, because you might have to look the entire world to find who can use your product. But on the other hand, if you see people around you and you start finding every problem that people are facing, and then say, can I have a solution to this problem? That kind of businesses are, something which is a strong recipe to success. The reason is, you are having a ready-made customer base with you. You just have to solve their problem with your product. It's as simple as that. So idea generation, focus on something. Second, there is a huge myth in people's minds that idea should be original. I should not copy ideas. You can always copy somebody's idea and take that idea to the next level. Trust me, imitation is also a sure shot recipe to success. I'll give you classic examples. Facebook. Facebook was not an original idea. The original networking site was a site called as myspace.com. They made the fastest 1 million in US, in the world. Fastest 1 million subscribers was MySpace. Facebook took the idea, but took the service, took the product to the next level. So it's absolutely fine to copy and take the idea to the next level. Trust me, it saves time. Don't do mistakes which somebody else has done before. When you're innovating a new product, when you're innovating something new, trust me, there's a very little rate of success. But if you're copying somebody's idea and taking that idea to the next level, one more simple example. All of us talk about Bahubali being a wonderful picture, right? If you come and analyze Bahubali, don't you think the story is similar to Mahabharata? Just take some time. Handicapped, either blind father, either handicapped prince who could not become the king. So think about it. The story is somewhere resembles Mahabharata, but he took it to the next level in terms of the presentation and terms of taking that idea and making that idea your own and making that idea to the next level, or probably next levels. That is the important part in the discovery stage. And third thing is, you might have a lot of things, but you have to understand what the customer wants. And for this, I give you the example again of Cafe Coffee Day. everybody, they understood that restaurant may be, there is a people who want a place where they can sit and spend time. So even though it is being in the restaurant business, they position themselves as selling space. A lot can happen over coffee. Okay, they never said, come taste the best coffee, the best. You go to a place like Ratna Cafe in Triplicane, they say best idli here. You go to Pune, there is a place in Pune which sells the best chuda, best this thing, best vada pav. I mean, best me, but they understood there are people who like vada pav, authentic Maharashtrian vada pav outside Maharashtra, and that is where Goli vada pav comes in. So they don't say that we have this. They try to find out what a customer wants, and then they position that. Now I have a small question. Conducting surveys, understanding demographics, I have a small question on segmentation. This is very important in the idea generation phase for you to find a product or a service to sell. Now you tell me market share, which is better? Okay, understand this. You want to start a business. The white color bracket is 10% of the market segment. Okay, and the pink color is 90% of the market segment. Okay, in the first one, you want to take a 10% market segment in a 90% market, 10% market share in a 90% market segment. The second one is 90% market share in a 10% market segment. Let me explain segments to you. The white can be, one of the ways white can be people who are in the age group of 35 to 50 and ladies who stay in metros. That is only that one white. Or the white can also be smokers, age group this to this, who like sweets. So that could be one more 10%. So I'm giving that it could be 10% like this. And pink could be all people in India aged more than 16. May age more than 10 years. That is 90% of the market share. So market segment. Now you tell me which yellow do you want to be? 10% in a 90% market share, 10% market share in a 90% market segment. The first yellow or the second yellow? I am on people to answer, preferably students. Come on. Anybody, just unmute. That's how we learn. It's okay to go make a wrong answer. Anybody? Akshaya, Richard. Am I going too fast? This is not done. Where is my friend who spoke in the beginning, came on video? I forgot his name.
Mahesh Mohan.
Mohan Bhai. My Balika Bakra, my go-to man. Yes. Which one is better? First one or second one? When I said Mohan Bhai, Mohana left the meeting. Am I that scary? Yes, Mahesh.
No, sir.
Which one? First one or second one?
Second one, sir.
Why, sir?
Second one, sir.
Why?
So 90% market segment has been gotten.
So what is the advantage? Beautiful. What is the advantage?
Sir, less work, sir. Work may be less.
Work is there both ways, yeah. Work is there both places. Okay, but I liked it. Okay, anybody else? One more person? First one or second one? Come on, please. Come on, yeah. You're all representing your college.
Someone raised their hand.
Okay, ma'am. How do I see who raised their hand, ma'am? I'm very new to. I prefer Zoom. I'm very new to this. How do I find out who raised their hand? Neeta, ma'am. Neeta General, ma'am. Yes. Anilesh. Anilesh. Go ahead. Unmute and talk. Second one. Why? You have to speak a bit loudly. I'm unable to hear you. Why?
Because in second one it's have 90% of share. Hello, sir.
But mathematically both are same. If the population was 1 lakh people, the first one is 10 by 90, 10 by 100 into 90 by 100 into 1 lakh. Second one is 90 by 100 into 10 by 100 into 1 lakh. So market wise both are same.
But we can get more profit or more share in the second one, because it's have if it's in second one it's have 100 rupees. So if I have 90% share, it will be 90.
No. One second. Good point. But I'm here saying pricing and all, you have later decide. I'm saying which market do you want to get into? Only from a market share perspective. Market share thing, pricing is same in both places.
Okay.
Let me answer. Yes. Somebody started.
Nita Zintal. They also
Nita,
raised their name.
are you
Nita.
there? Okay,
Raise
let me give you the answer. The second answer is absolutely right. Why the second answer is right is, let us understand this. Let us, all of you can see the slide still, right?
this. Yes.
Okay. So the reason why second is, understand this, the population will behave in a similar manner. So one advertisement, one messaging from the company can reach that 10%. If there are smokers who like sweets, I have a behavior of this population which will be more or less same. But if I say India all people aged more than say 10 years, that is 90% of India. Now I don't know how these people are going to behave. There might be a guy in Chhattisgarh, there might be a guy in Kerala, there might be a guy in Pune, there might be a guy in Bombay, in the Calcutta. All people might behave differently. So one advertisement, one messaging system cannot reach through this. So every company will first always focus on one small segment, bombard the market, become a brand, and then take it to the next level. This is the biggest advantage, and this is why we do segmentation. We need to find that niche market where there is no competition so that I can become a prominent player. Like Quicker and OLX. Let me give you this example, easy to understand. OLX came first in the market, and which market they captured? They captured the market, people who want to sell second-hand stuff. That is why their tagline, Kuch bhi bech do, sell anything on on OLX. This was their tagline. OLX got their funding a bit late and they joined the bandwagon a bit late. They realized that this end user segment who will sell second-hand goods is already captured. So again coming there, fighting with OLX, they will not be able to capture the market. So they took another segment, they took the brokers market. Even today, if you look at it, people who are end users will normally prefer OLX, same product. Dono ka OLX Quicker is similar, but OLX will predominantly focus on the end users, while Quicker will predominantly focus on the broker market. After you capture that market, growth is still there. How will you grow? You will take another 10% segment. Like Quicker came with Quicker, then they came with Quick Cars, then they came out with another 10% Quicker Homes. So you can expand geographically, you can expand from a line extension, brand extensions are all part of marketing, but let me not talk about that. So focus on that 10% market where there is solutions you have to solve and you have a ready product. Okay, that's the first advantage. Why segmentation is done? Because the segment can be different. Then comes idea generation, concept development. Once you have a product, you need to start focusing on a business plan, because an idea is only good as an idea if it has got no value if you don't take it to the next level. So an idea should translate to a business. It could be a service business, it could be a product business. So there you start focusing on where you want to go, what is your final goal, because if you don't have goal, you will not be able to take it to the next level. I'll give a simple example. Suppose if we go to play football, what is the first thing that we used to do as kids? Even today I do. When we go to play football, first thing, keep 2 stones, indicating this is the goal post. Chappal rakhenge. Cricket khelne gaya to 2 chappal rakhega. Or in the wall you will draw a stump. That is my goal. So in a business also, you cannot, there are a lot of people whose ideas are fantastic, but they have not made it into a business plan. They don't have a plan. They say, I'm working on the idea. Okay. How long? Next, I meet them after 6 months. Say, what happened to that idea? I'm still working on the idea. It is not because they are not working on the idea. They don't have a definite goal and a timeline as to when to reach it. So goals are very important. Okay. So then you start focusing on need for trademarks, copyright. If it's a fantastic idea, original idea, and you want to safeguard the idea, then you start focusing on the legal aspects of it. So you need to get into touch with experts who will help you in that. So this is the setup part of it. Then we have 2 more processes. Now the actual cooking process, the actual business part, the actual process, and this is all about dealing with fire. Okay, just like the picture shows, cooking is all about fire. The actual business part, you might have a fantastic business plan, but the actual part is based on, heat is tremendous. You need to have a lot of, just like you mash potatoes, here what will get mashed is your motivation. Lot of instances will come where you feel, oh my God, why this? I'll tell you real-time examples. When I started my business and my friends were working in jobs, You feel the pain when they go for a party and they say, you don't have a job here, we will sponsor your food, we will sponsor your... It used to pain here, but understand this. You need to have that self-motivation. That is where this motivation ingredient will come into you, and make sure that passion will come to you, that later on when you succeed, you are in a position to take all your friends for parties daily. That's okay. But you need to have that self-motivation, because this is going to be the most painful time. You will be roasted with rejection. A lot of times the idea is not going to get into a business plan, or the business is not going to come missing. There will be customers, there will be teething problems, there will be problems that is happening in your product, but you need to overcome that with a stable mind and perseverance and passion. You need to keep working. The only way to remove the rejection part is work, and work. Because when you take action, fear does not come into my mind. The best thing to remove fear is by taking action. And the process is, there are two processes. One is resourcing and actualization. Let us understand both. Resourcing is all about understanding three things. Money. Let us ask me a question. All of us, a lot of times people say, debt and equity. Let me explain this with an example. Debt means, I'm just stopping the slide share for a few seconds. Let me come on camera. I wanted to come on camera. Okay. So one of the resourcing things which is required by everybody is paisa. To do business, we need money. Now I have a question. Which is better? Suppose you wanted 10 lakhs, in a small business, okay? You wanted 10 lakhs. Now Ramani comes and tells you, and I want some students to talk, okay? Kalaivani, if you're a student, I want you to talk, okay? You have raised your hand, okay? So, which is better? You wanted 10 lakhs for your business, okay? One option, you come to Ramani. Ramani says, I will give you 10 lakhs, but I will take X % stake in your company. X can be debated, okay? X % stake in your company means I become a partner in your company. The other one is, you come to Ramani, and Ramani says, I'll give you 10 lakhs, but I want Y % interest loan ka. Every year you have to pay me Y % interest. Which do you think is better? Which 10 lakhs is better to take? Loan or stake in the company? Debt or equity? Kalaivani? Nice name. Kalaivani, are you there? Hello?
Yes, she raised her hand.
Okay, anybody wants to answer? Akshaya, Damodaran, Richard, these are the people I can see. Nallaswamy, Ponuswamy. Come on, somebody ask. Afrin. Come on, yeah, somebody ask. Am I boring?
No, sir, no, sir.
You can say yes, I know. Somebody has to answer.
It's very interesting, sir.
I need somebody to answer, man. And this is the first time I'm getting this. Nobody's answering. Kalaivani, Anilesh, Akash. कॉलेज का इज्जत का सवाल है यार. Somebody. Tamilarasu, Ashma. Yes.
Good morning,
yes.
sir.
Yes, Achara. Tell me. Bhavani, huh? Bhavani is your name?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I think debt option is better.
Why?
than equity.
Why?
If when we give a equity for him, he will become a partner. So when we gain a profit, he will also gain a profit. No, sir. So that debt is better than equity, sir.
Okay. Anybody else says equity is better? Anybody says equity is better? I'm sure there will be somebody who says equity is better. No problem. You can talk to me in Malayalam also. Korchu are you? No problem. I want somebody to participate. Come on. Bhavani, you pick one person. Whomever you pick has to talk. Richard, are you there? Nice name. Richard Frankie YGBHK. Okay. Come on, Richard. Akhila.
Yes, sir. This is Richard.
Yeah.
That is the equity is better option.
Why, sir?
Because equity, then only we will get a profit sharing. Because I am become a partner of that person, so that's why I took an equity.
No. You think you are the businessman. I am giving you money. Do you want to take it as loan, or you want to take it as giving me share in the company?
Yes, I'll give you the share because of you are become a partner, and also once I'll get a debt from any bank or whatever it may be, that any financial institution, I want to pay the interest, whether the company earn a profit or a loss, whatever it may be, I have to pay the interest to the bankers. But
Okay,
here
let me
that
explain. Let me explain both people's points. Okay, Bhavani said it is better to take loan because if I make profit, Bhavani says if I make profit, then he will take what she says is, let me give you an example. Suppose my 10 lakh company in 3 years time becomes a 100 crore company.
Okay.
Then imagine for the 10 lakhs that I gave, and even if I take 5% stake in the company, I have actually made 5 crores in 3 years time because I took equity. That is what Bhavani is saying. What Richard is saying is, Richard says for the 10 lakhs, if I am paying him, I am better to give him equity because if I make loss also, then I don't have to pay even 1 paise from the company to him. That is because he's a partner. He does not get back money. But let us understand the basic thing. The rule is nobody starts a business to make loss. People always start business to make profit because if you start a business to make loss, I will say don't even start the business. Let the paisa be in your pocket. It is much more better than starting a business and making a loss. So the key here is debt is always cheaper than equity. Okay, because debt is always cheaper. Why? Because equity as long as you make profits, you have to give that X percentage of profits to that person who is giving you loan. But at the same time, I'm making a small caution. That doesn't mean you will borrow at 10% per month kind of interest or 4% per month kind of interest and start business. No. You have to be reasonable limits within your buying capacity to take a loan to start business. But there is a third option which is called crowdfunding. There are movies which have got created with crowdfunding. There are people who are willing to invest money into your business and expect nothing. There are some crowdfunding sites like, in India there is Milap. There are some crowdfunding sites where you can put your business and people can fund for your business, project, movie, etc. In Kannada there was a movie called as Lucia. This movie got funded fully by crowdfunding. The organizers just did a trailer. They put that trailer in the crowdfunding site and people sponsored money free of cost and they made money. So one of the resources, let me come back to slide share. One of the resources that you need to manage is paisa. Okay, so that is the first thing, paisa. And I wanted to make a point here. Then the next one is HR, human resource. Please get mentors for your company. The right advice at the right time can take your company to the next level. Okay. Please understand if your business is all about intellectual property, you need to have a fantastic legal person who is advising you. Give him stakes in the company if need be. Get his commitment involved. So that's how you do it. Resourcing stage is all about resourcing the right person, right people, the right money, the right capital which is required for the business. Don't spend money on big lavish offices unless a customer is going to come to your storeroom. If it is a showroom, then you spend money. But if it is just an office, don't spend money. You can do business in Cafe Coffee Day. When I started my business for the second time in Bangalore, I started my business in Cafe Coffee Days. You don't need to have a showroom. You have a Cafe Coffee Day across the city. That means I have an office across the country. Across the country or the city. So you can do businesses from office spaces. You want to do a meeting, meet them at Cafe Coffee Day. It works out much economical. 15,000, 20,000 rupees rent you don't have to pay. A Cafe Coffee Day, you go spend 500 rupees every day to meet people. You still spend 15,000 rupees with no deposits. So think about different ways to come out with solutions in finance, material and machinery. Then once your product is ready or the service is ready, please test the product. Prototype testing is very important because problems will always be there. Even an vaccine gets tested. You need to test the product. Test it for the purpose of your business. Don't test the person who is testing your business. Like I am one of my companies which I am mentoring has created games to teach subjects. Using games we teach subjects. When we did a mistake, when we were testing the product, we tested the students. We started asking questions to the students. Then we realized the purpose of our games is to teach subjects. They play the game, they should understand. So we rechanged some of the games and today we are doing pretty well. So understand this. You need to build a product for the customers, not for yourself. So test the product, build the product for the end user, not for you, not how you like. You might like big frames. You might like small fonts. But if you are making a cell phone only for people above 70 years old, then the font of the cell phone should be big because their visibility is less. There was a phone which came from a company called as Intex, where the font was very big. So understand, they were made a product for the end user. So remember this, in your testing phase and prototype phase, you always need to make and think from the customer's perspective. This is the actualization stage where you need to have a goal. It is not always about profit. It is about sometimes volume of business. It could be revenue, it could be profit, it could be cash flow, and the entire gambit could be, you need to find out what is it that you are going to. Like for example, Ola, when they started business, never thought about profit. They thought about how much volume I am going to get, how much number of subscribers I am going to get, and how much traffic I am going to, how many customers I am going to cater in one day. That is they saw. Because they realize profit will come once I have a subscriber base. There are some companies which say profit nahi, revenue nahi. We focus on revenue. Revenue means money in, money out. Kind of bottom line that I'm making. Let me make, let me sell less quantity, but I will never compromise on the profit or the contribution margin that I'm making. There are some companies, that is profit part. There are some companies which focus on revenue. How much turnover I am making, sales turnover. I am bothered about my turnover, like companies like D-Mart. I'm sure there are a lot of D-Mart showrooms across India now. D-Mart is focusing on, how much sales turnover that they are making. Profits they know will happen as a percentage of that. Some people focus on cash flow, cash in, cash out. Banks and all say they don't focus on profit. They want to make sure that the cash flow required to take care of my debts are always there from the income which is coming from depositors. So they focus on cash flow. So depending upon your nature of the business, don't restrict it to only profit. You need to find out what is it that is going to give you a business. The last and final thing, how do you talk to VCs? Plating the dish. How do you put it on the plate? Where you come last, garnish bolta na. You need to garnish it or season it with the secret sauce. And that secret sauce is what I'm going to ask a question, a very simple question. The person who answers this question, trust me, I will salute you. It's a very simple question. Think about this. You might be a boy or a girl. You are driving a Lamborghini. Okay, Lamborghini is a two-seater car. And opposite side, if you are a boy, there is a beautiful lady whom you would love to take out on a dream date. And if you are a girl, there's a very handsome guy whom you want to take out on a dream date. You're coming to one junction, three people are asking you for a lift. This date, dream date, your best friend from childhood is asking you for a lift, and there's an old lady who has just met with an accident. She needs to be taken to the hospital. What will you do? Anybody? Unmute and talk. Don't raise your hand. Unmute and talk fast. What will you do? Simple question, right? Think you are driving a Lamborghini. Three people are asking you a lift. A dream date whom you would love to take on a date. An old lady who has met with an accident. And
an old lady who has met with an accident.
So you will take the old lady to an hospital. Anybody else with a different answer? Anilesh, you raise your hand. Or you put it down. Anybody? Akhila, Verma, Akshaya, Damodaran. Let me call some names. Hey, come on, yaar. This is not done, yaar. Kader, Mohidin, Lavanya, Ramesh, Menu, Prasad, somebody, yaar. Nikhil, anybody can talk. RNC, Thomas, Richard. Hey, come on. Tamilarasu, Siddharth. Anybody from the audience? Okay. This is not done, but still I'll give out the answer. One of the right answers is give the chavi of your of the car to your best friend and tell him to take the old lady to the hospital. Thereby, obviously, your dream date is going to be impressed at the noble soul, and you can say, I will walk you home or I will walk you to wherever you want to. Okay? Because you have a Lamborghini and you are noble in gestures, I'm sure the other person is going to be impressed. Now, the same story, I'm just replacing these three people. You, best friend, dream date, and old lady, I'm replacing it with the secret ingredient, which is business, profits, HR policies, and ethics and value. Just like this situation, please understand, you before starting the company only, you should make so strong policies or HR policies or vision statement so strong that the ethics and values, which is the old lady here, is taken care of. If the HR policy is giving the chavi of the company, of the car, or to the policies, which is drives the ethics and values in the starting only, because what you start is what is going to be there till the end. So in the starting only, if you take care of the value systems there, what happens is you can start focusing on the profits. Okay, that's the beautiful example which I saw somewhere, so I just connected it with real-time examples, and that is the secret ingredient. The secret ingredient is thinking win-win. If you think only about your company and not think about customers, we will lose out in the long run. There are a lot of companies which came and they have collapsed. Even today, I can give you local brands which are very strong. Thumbs Up was a local brand. But imagine, because they were taking care of their customers and building that brand loyalty, even when Coke came into it, they replaced Limca, but they were not able to replace Thumbs Up of Parle. Similarly, in Tamil Nadu, there are this Kali Mark drinks, there's Bovanto. You cannot replace it. They have built that brand. Why? Because they never thought of only their profits. They thought about win-win. When you think win-win, profits are bound to come. And lastly, how do you present your dish? Especially you want money. How do you go and talk to a venture capitalist? How do you reach out to people? Harvesting. You have put money. You need money in the business. It could be through an IPO. It could be through reaching out to more customers. How do you expand it? How do you harvest? Now, every company will come across one stage where they need to decide whether I go for extra money for expansion. You might have a fantastic idea, but you have a very small market. You want to take Byju's. Today, Byju's is a huge $1 billion company. Okay, so why? Because they were earlier coaching classes based out of 2-3 places. Then they expanded. Then they realized that to take it to the next level, I need a lot of money. They got funding. They got funding for around 1,000-2,000 crores of rupees, and that's how they expanded towards India. And today, it's a huge business, organization by itself. You need to pump in money for advertisement. Organic money generation from profits will not be exponential in nature. So you will have to sometimes divest, sometimes give stakes of your company to other people. At that stage, you need to decide when to take a call. So you need to have a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan as to when you take your business to the next level. And then why you take money from people? From expansion perspectives. I always advise a company should take stakes and sell equity to the company, not for idea generation or product development. Always money should be taken for expansion of a market. You are only in Kerala market, now you want to go to India market, that's when you take money from VCs. You are only in one particular sector, like I am only in the government pharma sector, I want to go to retail sector, my product should reach retail sectors, that's how I take money. Like I'll give an example. Infosys was a company which had a software predominantly for banks. Now if they want to make an ER, Finacle was the product. If they want to make another product for another say manufacturing segment, then they say I need to go for money. So that's the time when you go for investments and you diversify. It should be used for growth, not for product development. Because when you take money from venture capitalists for product development, you don't get much stake. You lose your stakes, so that when the selling happens and people are harvesting, you get a very small share. Okay, so you can also go public one more way, but that is quite cumbersome and a lot of things, because your branding is not that strong. There are a lot of government grants that come. A lot of state governments give government grants where you could apply your product and you can get 1 lakh, 2 lakhs free of cost. No, they are called funding, the granting. There's no equity, no debts. So there are participate in such competitions. And when you reach out to VC and you're talking and negotiating with a VC, don't talk to them about what you have. Show them the big picture. They are interested in business, not in your idea. They are interested whether this product, this service can reach out to people and they can make money. VCs don't come easy. You have to have a very strong networking. Warm introduction means somebody who knows both of you is the one who can actually patch you up with a VC. So please network, and network. Utilize every opportunity to network. VCs want to know you as a person when you're talking about the business, because they see your passion and they say this passion is what is going to get translated to the business. So have the Josh, be passionate about what your business is doing. Once VC is giving you money, they will give you term sheets and they will do due diligence. You have to fill out that this is the month, this month you can repay this month, this is the target that I'm planning for this month. They will give you a term sheet where you fill up every month on month for the next 3 months, what is your projected sales, projected earnings, projected cost structure, and this thing. They will also ask you for a canvas, business model canvas, BMC. That's a different topic. you can check out my YouTube channel. I've spent some time on business model canvas, etc. So you can understand how to create a business model canvas, which is nothing like a very small, broad term sheet for them to invest money into you. So lastly, before a small recap, all that you need to do to become a successful startup is have 4 pins of passion, 3 cups of self-belief, 2 kilos of networking. You will get that one lump of luck or serendipity. You have to mash in motivation, full josh ke saath. You will be roasted with rejection. You have to keep working and keep working so that action removes the fear, the negativity surrounding you. Then season it with the secret sauce. Trust me, you will be successful, and that is when you can garnish with glory. Okay, so I have a lot of videos on my. So like I say, I wish you all the best in having the cake and eating it too, because it was like a food-based secret recipe. I made the entire slides like a food related to food as well. So you can check out my YouTube channel. If you like something, you can subscribe as well. There are a lot of good videos there for starting businesses, attending interviews, influencing interviews. There are a lot of videos for faculties also, negotiation, how to do a lot of things. Thanks to AJK College for inviting me. I open the forum for questions. I hope I get a few questions because normally when I do a session, if I don't get questions, I feel like I have not done justice. So any question, please ask me. And special thanks to ma'am for inviting me and having me here. I hope